Now then, welcome to the channel, Lake District and Thirlmere. And this morning we parked in the Armboth car park and we're going to get wet. Not from up there, but from down there. We're heading into the notoriously boggy Central Fells, Armboth Fell and High Tove. As well as those two Wainwrights, we're going to tick off 4 burkets, which are Fisher Crag, Watendlath Fell, Shivery Knot and Middle Crag. So let's have a quick look at the route. Charlie, over here. Well, this blooming track coming up here is a nightmare already. But over there, look, there is a perfectly good gravel track on the other side of, I think that's Fisher Gill. So we're going to get over there and go up that way. I mean, look at the state of this. Oh, as it continues up there, look. Right, we're not going up there. We'll head on over to this gravel track over here. Right, see you in a bit. Oh well, getting over there was easier said than done as well. Oh, I was expecting it to be rubbish when we got up to the top. Not right at the start. Right, we're on this half decent track now. So, let's just go check that out up there. So it's a cosy little bothy. I have seen this on other videos, I think. Yeah, it's alright in here. Not for us today though. We've only got 4 hours in the car park. 5 hours in the car park. Right. Just put you on the camera. So that's a decent view looking over Thirlmere from the front door. And the Dodds have got a bit of cloud on top of them. Look, we're not going that high, so we should be okay. So we'll get back down here and onto this track. So that's our first objective up there, Fisher Crag. And it's warm. I wasn't expecting it to be like this today. Should have put my shorts on, I think. Right, upwards. Well, it probably doesn't do it justice on here, but this track's a bit steep. I've never been up this way before. I've never done any walks from this side of Thirlmere. And when I've done High Tove and Armboth Fell, I've come up from Rosswaite. So I've never been round here before. It's a nice view looking back over my shoulder. Oh. Well, the main reason for doing this walk today is that it's Charlie's last 2 Central Fells, and then he'll be down to just 17 left to do. So yeah, big day for Charlie today. I hope he appreciates the bogs when we get up there. Oh right, I think it's gonna ease off a bit up here. Upwards. are, top of Fisher Crag, and it's a glorious day. This wasn't forecast at all. I'm glad they got it wrong today. That's a lovely view over Thirlmere. The high fells, Helvellyn's over that way, and the Dodds up there, and then the Skidder over that way. All the high fells are, oh actually sorry, that's Blencathra, that one. Skidder's further over there. So all the high fells are in a bit of cloud, but they're not for us today. What we've got now to delight us is that bogfest. Ugh. Right, lovely. On we go. Well, this is very pleasant. Bit of a path to follow, and it is getting a bit squelchy. I think when we get over High Tove and kind of onto the plateau, that's when it'll get bad. There's some more people out over there braving the bogs. So I think the first thing we come to up here, I think, is the Armboth Fell Burkitt summit, and then just I think a couple of 100 metres beyond that is the Wainwright summit. Right, so we'll carry on up. Oh. Hey dear, that was deep, Charlie. Here we are on the Armboth Fell Wainwright summit. We've just come over the Burkitt summit, which is there over my head. And it's getting a bit wet now. I just went flying in it down there. We've got to go over that way. That looks lovely, doesn't it? I don't know. The route I've planned kind of goes off that way and then onto the ridge and back up, but to try and avoid bogs. But that looks awful, so I might just go straight over there, because that's where we're going next. I think that's Watendlath Fell. So I might just go straight up to that and then Shivery Knot over there, and then High Tove, and then down from High Tove. Right, so I think first of all we'll get down here and we'll have coffee and a chew. Right, we'll see you in a bit. Well, we were following that bit of a path for a bit, but that started heading off in the wrong direction, so we've had to cut off piste over towards Watendlath Fell. But fortunately we're onto some higher ground, so it's not that boggy up here, so we're not too bad. So yeah, Watendlath Fell next, and there's actually a few people around now. I mean, nobody's fool enough to be coming this way, like on some of the tops. So Shivery Knot, where we're heading, there's a bloke just walking over that now. Right, onwards we go. So we're on top of Watendlath Fell, and it's glorious. I mean, looking over my shoulder that way, you can see right over to Great Gable and Pillar, and Charlie having a dig and a bark, and that way to the Scar Fells. And then if we go spin right round this way, looking over the Coaldale Fells, you can just make out Bassenthwaite Lake, and then Skidder is in the clouds, and also Blencathra with a bit of cloud cover on it. And then over the Dodds there, up towards Helvellyn, and let's see, Nethermost Pike, Dollywagon Pike. Yeah, it's good. So we're going to head from here. We're just going to follow this fence line down there, and that's, well, there's now then, let me see, we have to pick up a couple of burkets, don't we, on our way. It's Shivery, I think they're on this fence line. I'm waffling out. I think Shivery Knot and Middle Crag are pretty much on this fence line. Right, we're going to get down there, so we'll see you in a bit. Well, we're on the Shivery Knot, and we've got the best views at day, really. It's glorious. I'll put you onto the camera and give you a spin round. So that's looking north over to Blencathra, and then Clough Head, and then the Dodds, and I can never remember which order they come in. And then that's up to Helvellyn, Nethermost Pike, Dollywagon Pike, Fairfield, and then round, that's where we've just come from on Watendlath Fell, and beyond that, I can't remember its name. It's not a Burkitt or a Wainwright or out like that. To the left of it there, that's in the middle. Now that's called Standing Crag. I just can't remember what that's called. And then there's Bow Fell, Esk Pike, Glaramara, and then over to Great Gable, Pillar, Dale Head, and then right over to the Coaldale Fells, and over to the Irish Sea, and then you can, well, I was going to say you can just make out, well, you can the ridge of Ullock Pike alongside and Carlside, and then Skidders in the cloud, and that's where we're going next. That's High Tove, which is our high point of the day, and then we drop down by the side of those trees there and back down to Armboth. So we're going to get on to High Tove and probably have some lunch somewhere up there. So we'll see you in a bit. So here we are, top of Middle Crag. It's got a bit chilly now. Sun's gone completely, fully clouded over now. There's a bit of a breeze blowing, so yeah, it's got a bit nippy. So I think what we're going to do, we're not going to wait until we get up there to High Tove for our lunch. We're going to drop down here somewhere. It's coming up for 1 o'clock, and I'm starving. I'm sure Charlie is as well. Right, down from here and have our lunch. So we'll see you in a bit. We've had lunch and we're in the saddle between middle crag there and High Tove up here, and this is probably the wettest part of the walk so far, but it's still not as bad as I was expecting, if I'm honest. And look at that view over there to well, the one that stands out is Great Gable, isn't it? There's Bow Fell and Hesk Pike over there. Glaramara a bit closer to us. Dale Head, when we were having lunch, you could just see the tops of the Honister slate mine. Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? Is that 4 walks in a row we've had with views now? Can't be bad, eh? Right, so we're gonna squelch our way up to High Tove. So that's High Tove done, and that's the Central Fells finished for Charlie. And you can pretty much see our entire route. We've come up here from Watendlath Fell, following that fence line. Before that we came over Armboth Fell there, and now we're going to head down here just to the left of Fisher Crag that we came over first thing this morning. So we'll get ourselves down. So we're on our way down from High Tove now, and it's a very pleasant day actually. The views have been great again, and it's not been as wet as I was expecting. I mean, yeah, it has been boggy in places. These fells always are, whatever time of year, but with all the rain we've had just recently, I was expecting it to be an absolute nightmare, but it's not been bad. I remember last time we were in these parts, it was with Floss, my last dog. I can't remember, it was either October or February. We always used to come up for a week or a few days, somewhere around about half term, either February or October. We used to stay in Royal Oak in Rosswaite, and we'd come up to do, I think it was Armboth Fell and High Tove, and then another Birket. Is it Tarn Crag or so, above Blee Tarn? Oh, and that was a dreadful day, absolutely dreadful. And we were over ankle deep in it, in places a lot deeper. And when we got home, I noticed she had a kink in her tail. And I did some Googling, as you do, and I found out, I can't remember the technical term for it, was a limber tail or swimmer's tail, and they get it if they've been cold and wet for any length of time. And she'd got this limber tail from being out in these bogs. She got over it within a week or so. It was back to normal, but yeah, that's how bad it was. We were both absolutely soaked by the time we got back. Right, so we'll carry on down, I think, to pick up Fisher Gill. Right, see you in a bit. So looking in front of us there, you can see over to Clough Head. And last time Charlie and myself were there, we did a wild camp. We'd come up from Wainwright Head over Great Knot. We'd done a couple of burkets on the way up as well. Carfow Pike, and then we dropped down to a sheepfold called Jim's Fold, and we camped there. And then the next day we went down via the traverse path that goes down the front of Clough Head, and then there's another burket at the bottom of there, which I can't remember its name, which is typical of me, isn't it? And I was also thinking that when we were having lunch and we were looking over to Dale Head, and last time we were there it was a complete whiteout. That was a good adventure, was that one. The route we went up, my favourite route up Dale Head, start off in Newlands, and then rather than following the main path that goes up by the waterfall and up to Dale Head Tarn, there's a path cuts off to the right and it goes right round the front of the crags of Dale Head. And when you're looking at it from the valley you think, how on earth do we get round there? But it's a really good path, and it's an easy path as well. There's no exposure on it or out like that. So that's my favourite route up Dale Head. Unfortunately, I'll leave a link in video, but I'd say it was a whiteout, so you couldn't really see the path that I'm on about. But I can thoroughly recommend that route. It's a great route. Right, so I think we're not far from getting back into the trees and following Fisher Gill. Right, there we go. Go on, over you go, Sean. Over you go. Yeah. You see, he takes the easy route, doesn't he? Oh, way! We're only about a quarter of a mile from the cart, so I'm going to sign off, and we've had a great day. It's been far better than I was expecting, a bit like the last one. That turned out better than I was expecting as well. You know, this has been brilliant. It's not been anywhere near as boggy as I was expecting. It's been boggy, but not as bad as I was expecting it to be, and the views have been stunning again, and it's been quiet. Been monitored. How many people have we met? About a dozen. So no, very good. No, I wouldn't normally recommend walks in the boglands of the Central Fells around here, but it's been all right. It's been all right. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed it as well. If you have, please do the usual, the liking, subscribing, ringing that notification bell, commenting, sharing, all that usual malarkey, and hopefully see you on the next one. Troll!